universe and turned pro, and it's history from there. You know, I cool. It was 1992. They called everybody out there, and you know, we go out there and they call you up to do comparisons. They went through comparisons, probably about 2 hours. I stood on stage about 2 hours and didn't move from one spot. So they didn't call me to do comparison with nobody. So I was dead last in that Miss Olympia. 1993, I didn't even qualify for the Miss Olympia. If you don't place in the top 3 in a regular pro show, you don't qualify for the Miss Olympia. So I think the highest I placed my second year was 6. I did like two or three shows, Night of Champions, did Chicago, a couple other shows, and the highest I placed was 6. And of course, 94, I placed 3rd in Canada. I mean, in Germany and in Paris. So I qualified for Miss Olympia. I think I went to Miss Olympia and I placed about 15th, somewhere in there. I probably got called out for one comparison. 95, I did pretty good. I won my first pro show in Canada. Went to the Olympia. I think I placed 11th, right behind Paul DeMayo again. 96, I won Canada again, qualified for Miss Olympia, and I think I placed 6th. I placed 7th, and NASA failed the drug test, and that moved me up one. He got 2nd, and he failed, and then everybody from there moved up one. 97, I went from 6th place to 9th place, and I was about ready to call it quits, and people talked me into staying, and thank God they did, because 98 I won my first Miss Olympia.
You were still that whole time, huh?
Yeah, I'm still working full. Yeah, still working full time. You know.
When did you stop doing
I think 03. Yeah. 03 was when I kind of hung it up for good.
it? Scare people when you pull them over?
Sometimes. I didn't pull too many people over because I didn't like writing tickets back then. So I didn't pull too many people over, but most of the time I would, pull up to the scene, people be arguing and fighting, and I pull up there and they stop and they look at me like, man, you a big guy. and there goes the argument, It stopped automatically. That happened a couple times.
So you weren't too into the bodybuilding thing at first, but after your first show, after your first one, would you like? For the most part, yeah, I did kind of, because it was it was lifting weights, and that's what I truly. I've been working out since I was 12, 13 years old, so it was like my hobby, So, competing was just something for me to do to get a free membership to the gym, and that's all I really cared about. I didn't care about being a pro and all that kind of stuff. After that, every gym was offering you free.
No, actually, they didn't really hear too much about me. It was just a local thing here. Nobody thought I'd amount to nothing for the most part.
How hard was it to stay focused on your diet?
The first couple of shows was pretty hard, but after a while, it got kind of easy.
What is the hardest part? Is it diet? Is it training? Is it staying focused? Is it?
Well, for me, I think it's got to be the diet, because I was working full time, and I'm trying to eat, and they're calling me to do accidents and domestics and all this kind of disturbance. I'm like, man, what's wrong with these crazy people? I'm trying to eat. So when I got there, I came with an attitude. I'm looking to tear somebody's neck out their head. And it was kind of hard for me.
you know,
Just get
trying to
noodles and,
trying to eat and work at the same time. But I kind of figured out a way to do it though. And what I would basically do is when I went on a call, we had to write up a report. So it normally takes probably about 20 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to write up a report. Well, it took me an hour because I had to eat. So you find a way to survive. But it was pretty rough for me because, you know, you're trying to eat and people fighting. So you got there, you started fighting. At least I did.
Is there anybody out there now in the circuit that you think could be like the next guy to run off 8 Olympiads in a row? You think that'll ever be done again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
I don't know when. I think it'll happen again. Yeah, it might be a little while. See, between me and Lee, it was about 7, 8 years between that. So you never know. Nobody saw me coming.
Sure.
Because I remember in '98, you know, they were shocked. I was shocked too, so I'm not gonna lie. I was just as shocked as they were.
Out of the guys who are out there, if you had to pick one guy that you think could do it right now, who do you think it would be?
I don't think nobody out there can do it now.
No.
No.
Who's your favorite right now?
Right now, nobody. It's probably gonna be some years for that happen. I think the guys coming up now.
Like Cedric McMillan, Brandon Curry, any of those guys?
No, I don't see nothing right now.
Well, who's gonna see they got the most potential that they can catch?
And then again, you never know because nobody saw me coming neither. Because I kind of like came out of nowhere. Even in '97, because I placed ninth in '97. So somebody might just shock us. You never know. I know with Lee, they kind of saw him coming. You know, and Dorian too. You know, they saw them coming. They were like up there. You know, Dorian placed his first Olympic. He placed second. And the next year he won. You know, same thing with Lee.
Kind of like Jay, how Jay kind of did the same.
But Jay struggled. He struggled. His first Olympic, he probably like 15th. And then the second one, you know, he was just as bad. So he kind of did like I did. He came out of nowhere. You know, I think in '01, his first Olympic was like '98, '99, somewhere in there. And you know, '01, he kind of like came out of nowhere.
You think he'll land this year?
Yeah. Yeah, he'll win this year. This year and probably next year too.
Why do you say that?
They like Jay. He's a favorite. He's a nice guy.
You still with BSN?
Yeah. Still with him.
They said you did powerlifting when you were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever apply any of those principles and workout techniques to bodybuilding?
Yeah, all of them. 'Cause I was still doing powerlifting when I was bodybuilding. We would go to these shows, you know, around the Metroplex. And of course, you know, I was, you know, squatting and deadlifting 700 pounds then, 750. This was in the early '90s, you know. So I was still powerlifting when at the same time I was bodybuilding. So we would do powerlifting shows like in January and February, March. I didn't compete back in those days till like the springtime mostly, like in May and June. 'Cause I did the powerlifting stuff in, you know, like January, February, the early months. So yeah, I was still doing powerlifting at the same time I was doing bodybuilding.
You do any direct neck work, or do you just get it from deadlifts and tries?
Yeah, I get it there. I've never done any neck work. Never.
Now, being a former gridiron standout, did you take that aggression on football, go right into the weight room?
Yeah, that and the police department. A lot of times. A lot of times.